So number 2 is I feel like we live in an information overload age. You've probably heard this before also. So it's one thing to consume a lot of information and then use it. It's another thing to consume a lot of information, assuming that you will remember it for when you need it for next time. And our brains are not good at that at all. We can't remember the podcast we listened to 6 months ago about webinars when we're writing about webinars right now, right? So what I ask is all my clients have to stop listening to podcasts, stop reading articles, unless they can use it within that week, maybe 2 weeks, depending on how big of a project they're doing. Because what we have a tendency to do is just overconsume. And when we do that, that being said, everybody's like, well, what about like the entertainment podcast? You can listen to entertainment podcasts when you are exercising or when you're in a car and you're driving. Okay. And that's actually when I suggest you actually listen to the stuff that is pertinent. So I'm not saying if you are writing your new webinar that you can't go look up the best podcasts, the newest ones about how to write your newest webinar. That's totally fine. But listen to it, when you're actually paying attention, not just having it in the background. And just make sure that when you're actually doing it, you take action on it. Otherwise, we are filling our brains with all sorts of ideas. And I know entrepreneurs, like the back of my hand, number one, I am one, so I have a crazy entrepreneur brain also. And we have to mitigate our own opportunity. So one of the things that one of my mentors said is we need to determine the difference between an opportunity and a distraction. And that's huge, right? So we listen to all these podcasts or content and we're like, oh, but then I could do this, and then I could do this. None of that matters. Of course, you can do everything. You're amazing and smart. And we only have so much time, and that's what this whole thing is all about. So what we're trying to do is just become more efficient.